Hi everyone, now before we get started I just wanted to ease you in gently with this because this is a bit of a whistle-stop tour of a video, but this song is quite tricky if you fingerpick it, which is why I'm going to go through it bit by bit. But if you strum it first it's a lot easier, and also you'll get a lot more used to the chord progressions, so I do recommend you have a go at strumming it first, get to know that E flat first before you move on to the fingerpicking, okay? Okie dokie, welcome to this tutorial for Daysleeper. We're talking fingerpicking today, guys. The topic of the day is fingerpicking. And this is a bit of a challenge, this one, but I feel like you can rise to it. And it will take some time, but it will be worth it. And you'll feel fabulous at the end of it, so definitely worth it. So we're in 3/4 time, which is 3 crotchets, that's hard to say today, 3 crotchets or 3 quarter notes in the bar, which is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And we're using Pima fingers, so thumb is on the E, the A, the D, index over there on the G, middle finger on the B, and then ring finger behind on the E string. Please pluck from the sound hole, not like me, okay? So we're going to start by plucking thumb and middle together. And that's our beat of T, if you like, so our T. And then we got 2 coffees, so we're going to go thumb, index, middle, index. So T, coffee, coffee, T, coffee, coffee, T, coffee, coffee. Let's do it together. 1, 2, 3. T, coffee, coffee. And again. T, coffee, coffee. Lovely. Let's come into the next bar. So from the C chord, I don't want you to take these 2 off. These 2 are going to stay. That one's going to ping off. Bing! And this guy's going to come down in a sec. So 1 minute he's there, and then he's just landing on 3rd fret on the E string. Alright, it's subtle, you could miss it if you weren't looking. So coming from that bar, we ping that one off, and we go middle finger, index, ring. So normal bar that we've just learned. Ping it off, index, and then ring behind it. So middle finger, index, ring. Shall we see if we can do it together? I'm going to move this hand back over here for a minute so I get a better sound. Deep breath, I'll count you in. 1, 2, 3. T, coffee, coffee, T, 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 coffee, coffee, T, T, T. And yeah, it just keeps repeating this one. So shall we see? Struggling with my S's today, aren't I? So shall we see if we can do, let's do it 4 times, because it's worth it. It's worth it, just to get those fingers moving in motion. And remember, you can always slow me down. You can rewind this video as well. If you want to slow me down, here's a little graphic. You click the cog, 75 or 50 on your playback speed, whichever you prefer. And that ought to do it. So let's do this together then. 4 times, all right? 1, 2, 3. Alrighty then, so you've got that as your main riff. That happens in the top half of the verse as well, before the E flat section. But if you don't get on with it, I have an alternative for you. And I prefer to play this alternative when I'm singing it. So I might do that bit as the intro, and any pretty little bits I want to put in. But for the main bulk of the singing on the verse, I'm going to be using this one, which is almost the same. So you pluck your 1 and your 3, thumb on the A string, middle finger over there on the B string. And this time, index, thumb, index, middle. So we go. And then for the next bar, we ping that one off. And we can play that if we want. It might not be a pull-off. It could just be... And that's fine. So in which case, that's middle, index, thumb over there on the D string. Altogether, the 2 bars, if I count you in, so you stand a chance if you want to play along immediately. 1, 2, 3. So the rhythms are the same. You got T, coffee, coffee, T, 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 coffee, coffee. T, T. It was harder to say my T that time. Receiving department, 3 a.m. I just find that so much easier to sing to than the other one. Something about moving that, I don't know. Receiving department, 3 a.m. I'm getting better at it though. Practice does make perfect. There you go. So that's your alternative. If you don't get on with the fiddly one, then you can do it that way. Either with the pull off or without. I don't mind. Either will work. So the next section with the E flat, we're coming up to 6th fret. This is how I play my E flat. It's an A shape on the 8th fret there, bar on the 6th. Like so. And I'm gonna just shuffle that guy up so you can see what's going on. And we're gonna go, looking for my pattern, there it is. So I'm gonna go thumb, index, middle. So again, it's that same rhythm of T, coffee, coffee, T, coffee, coffee. So let's count you in. 1, 2, 3. T, coffee, coffee. Good, and then the next bar, simple enough. So I just had to take him off, readjust him. By all means, if you want to use the A shape for your bar, go ahead. It's still E flat. You can just hear, I don't have as much success with that shape. But it's the same chord. But anyway, from there, so the second bar of this pattern, you're going to go ring finger as your T. So T and then middle index, thumb index. T, coffee, coffee. T, coffee, coffee. T, coffee, coffee. So let's put those two bars together. It will make a lot more sense. You're going to go 1, 2, 3. T, coffee, coffee. T, coffee, coffee. And again, 1, 2, 3. T, coffee, coffee. T, coffee, coffee. And one last time, let's do it. T, coffee, coffee. T, coffee, coffee. And this is your Hong Kong is present, Taipei wakes up, talk of circadian rhythm. So it's that section that you'll be using that for. And you can hear that's faster. That took some practice though, guys. It doesn't happen overnight. So top tip with all these finger picking patterns, start with no fingers on the left hand or right hand and just see if you can get them in your hand. Once you can do it like that, where there's no gap in between the repeats, then you're ready to start putting on the chords and see if it's going to behave. So before we carry on, I just want you to know that if you're struggling with these finger picking patterns, you don't have to learn every single one. You can actually just use the one we're about to look at, the chorus pattern, for everything, and it will still fit. Bear in mind you would play it once for the C, once for the C major 7, and then when you get into the pre-chorus you need to play it twice for each chord. And then when you get in the chorus, it's once for each chord, until we get to the Gs. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Right, let's move you on then, so to the chorus pattern. Let's shuffle on back. So we're back to C, we like C. And I want a nice heavy first beat on this one. You're downtrodden, okay? You're fed up with your work, so you want to sound fed up. It's a nice heavy accent on those bass notes. The bass note I've given you is an A. And you're just going, so thumb with your T. Same rhythms again, so T, coffee, coffee. Sorry, let's put the C down, that's what we're starting with. And we'll go thumb, index, middle. Thumb, index, middle. Nice T, coffee, coffee, T, coffee, coffee. It's a heavy T, very heavy T. Don't hurt your thumb, you just want it to be louder than the others. So it sounds like you're stomping about the office, tired beyond belief. That's what we're aiming for. And obviously that bass note is going to change depending on the chord. So for the C it's on the A string, for the D minor it's on the D string, A minor it's back to the A, E minor it's on the E string, and so on and so forth. And that applies to all of the finger picking patterns as well. You're going for the bass note of the chord with your thumb. So here's what that's going to sound like. I see today with a newsprint frame, my night is colored. Headache, gray day sleeper. Day sleeper. Day sleeper. Like so. So in order to get a nice smooth transition from the chorus fingerpicking pattern back into the intro or verse riff, what you're going to want to do is hold on the final G. So at the end of the chorus you have 2 bars of G. You'll play 1 full bar, and then on the final one just strum a G. Strum it or pluck it, whatever you want to do, but just do 1 G, and then that gives you time to get your fingers ready for the next fingerpicking pattern. Day sleeper. Day sleeper. And it gives me time to reset that hand as well, because I can just hold it there. Day sleeper. And think about the riff that's coming next. Okay, finally then, we're going to be doing harmonics. So for that little middle section that I cried the other night, so just before that, we're going to go 12th, 19th on the E string, and then over to the G string on 5th. 12th, 19, and then 5th. And sometimes you might find these ones come nice, and the G might just not happen. You might just get like a dead sound. Don't worry about it, carry on with the song, it's fine. Harmonics, you've just got to take so gently. So, quick crash course in them. Can you see, I've said 12th, but I'm not in the middle of the fret. I'm on the metal, and I'm not actually on it. I'm hovering above it. If I was on it, you'd see it. You'd see the pressure in my finger, but I'm not on it. I'm hovering. There's a shadow there. So it's as if you're just gently hovering above it, so the string has space to just hit your skin and come back. And you'll know when you get the sweet spot, because you'll get that lovely ringing sound, that metallic ring. So that's what you're aiming for. And I'm just plucking upwards with my finger. Just going like that. Plucking upwards. And then over to 19, same again. I'm not in the middle of the fret, I'm just on the edge of that metal. Oh, that was a good one. And then with the G, again, I'm just on hovering above the metal. Like I said, I'm not pressing. If I press, I get a totally different note. So hovering above it. Think of yourself as a feather, okay? You're just a feather of a breath on the string. And you'll know if you get it wrong, like I said, because you'll hear that. And if you press, you'll hear that. So that's what you're aiming for. So there you go. I think you know everything you need to know to play the song now. So I'm going to show you how I would do it. Receiving department, free AM. Staff cuts have socked up the overage. Directives are posted, no callback complaints. Everywhere is calm. Hong Kong is present, Taipei wakes up. Talk of circadian rhythm I see today with a newsprint frame. My night is colored, headache, gray day sleeper. Day sleeper. Day sleeper. The bull and the bear are marking their territories. They're leading the blind with their international glories. I am the screen, the blinding light. I'm the screen, I work at night. I see today with a newsprint frame. My night is colored, headache, gray day sleeper. I cried the other night. I can't even say why. Fluorescent flat, caffeine lights, it's furious balancing. Iron screen, blinding light. I'm screen, I work at night. I see today with a newsprint frame. My night is colored, headache gray. Don't wake me. You're so much. The ocean machine is set tonight. I'll squeeze into heaven and Valentine. My bed is pulling me. Gravity, Daysleeper. So there you go. I really hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. Thank you for the request, and I will be back with more. So see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.